Good morning, class. Today we are going to do the physical features of India, part 3. And in this particular unit, we are going to learn about the Peninsular Plateau and its two parts, the Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau. This is Miss Khyati Dwarkadas welcoming you to today's class. The map in front of you shows you different physical features of India, especially the geographic regions of India affecting its biodiversity. And you can see right in front of you on the screen that this part in grey are your Central Highlands, and the pink shade here is your Deccan Plateau. So we are going to talk about the plateaus today. The Peninsular Plateau was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land. Hence, it is the part of the oldest landmass. Now you can see how Sri Lanka and India 71 million years ago have moved to the current position India is 10 million years ago. You need to see the picture to the right, where they joined the Eurasian plate. The entire world was like a puzzle. Then they separated. And then today India is where it stands. The Peninsular Plateau is flanked by the Aravalli Hills on the northwest, the Western Ghats in the west, and the dissected or broken down Eastern Ghats by the rivers in the east. This plateau ranges in an elevation from 100 meters in the northern side to 1000 meters in the southern side. So you have to remember that there is an elevation. Now this shows you the entire peninsular plateau. The entire shaded area is your peninsular plateau. I would like you to keep the atlas open to a physical map of India so you are on the same page as I am. If you have your atlas open, you will be able to spot the Aravalli Hills in the Rajasthan, maybe starting from the Gujarat border. You'll be able to spot Bundelkhand and the Malwa Plateau. All of us know the Vindhya and the Satpura range, the Satmala Hills, the Balaghat range, the Telangana Plateau, Western Ghats, Anamalai Hills, Cardamom Hills, the dissected Eastern Ghats, the Michael Range, the Chota Nagpur Plateau. This in fact is our peninsular plateau. This map talks to you about the same region once again. So the main features of the peninsular plateau include that it is a tableland composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land, and has a broad and shallow valleys with rounded hills. So feel free to note down these three main features of the peninsular plateau. Tableland, composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks formed due to the drifting of the Gondwana land, and has broad and shallow valleys with rounded hills. Please note it down in the notebook. That's for you. Now this is not to be noted, you may pay attention to this. The peninsular plateau, where you have the western and eastern Ghats marking the western and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau. The western Ghats lie parallel to the western coast and are continuous, can be crossed only through the passes. The western Ghats are higher than the eastern Ghats. That is the main reason why most of the rivers of the Deccan Plateau flow eastwards, except Narmada and Tapi, which flow westward. The eastern Ghats stretch from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiris in the south. They are discontinuous and irregular and dissected by rivers draining into the Bay of Bengal. One of the distinct features of the Peninsular Plateau is the black soil area known as the Deccan Trap. This is of volcanic origin, hence the rocks are igneous. The Aravalli Hills lie on the western and northwestern margins of the Peninsular Plateau. Just let me remind you, in case if you spot a difference in spellings, stick to the spelling of the textbook. This picture itself is telling you that it has to be copied in the notebook. So we have the divisions of the Peninsular Plateau into two, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highlands include the Malwa Plateau, the Bundelkhand, the Baghelkhand and the Chota Nagpur Plateau, whereas the Deccan Plateau includes the Deccan Trap, the Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats and the Northeastern extension. So we shall be doing it differently in and as much as we can cover in each class. The Central Highlands, the northern part of the peninsula, the northern part of the Vindhyas are known as the Central Highlands. The Malwa Plateau forms the western part of the Central Highland and comprises of the entire area between the Aravallis in the northwest and the Vindhyas in the south. So Aravallis to Vindhyas, you can see it shaded in green on the map there, is your Malwa Plateau. The Bundelkhand part is marked in brown, located to the east of the Malwa Plateau. Bundelkhand is spread over South UP and North Madhya Pradesh. Its total geographical area is around 70,000 square kilometers. The Baghelkhand is located, you can see it marked on your map in a reddish pink color, located to the east of Bundelkhand Plateau. Baghelkhand is the region of central India in northeast MP, adjacent southern part of UP. The total area is 14,323 square meters. Chota Nagpur Plateau is a plateau in the eastern India which covers much of Jharkhand as a state. Well adjacent parts of Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, Chhattisgarh. And while we talk of the Chota Nagpur Plateau, over there you can see it on your map and you can see the wildlife and the beauty that the Chota Nagpur Plateau provides to all of us human beings. And not only the Chota Nagpur Plateau, but each of the plateaus have so much of scenic beauty, so many tourist spots. A plateau is what? Simply a tableland. And who does not like visiting the tableland in Panchgani if you're in Maharashtra? So there are so many plateaus that we are talking of about our own country. And while I am doing this kind of a talk with you, I would like you to keep your atlases open and follow in the atlas. Take a pencil and quickly spot the areas that I have shown you on the maps. If at all you think you are unable to go at the speed at which I am going, feel free to rerun the video with your atlas open and mark the spots in your atlas with a pencil. It will help you also remember the area. When I talk about Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand, you should not be lost. So we come to the most famous plateau of India, which is known as the Deccan Plateau. It is bordered, as I told you, by the western and eastern Ghats, respectively, the Vindhya and the Satpura ranges in the north. The Western Ghats are known by different names like the Sahyadris in Maharashtra, Nilgiris in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and the Annamalai Hills in Kerala. The Deccan Plateau consists of two parts, the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. It's a large triangular plateau in the country, covering up a majority of the southern part of the country. It rises 100 meters high in the north, further rising to more than a kilometer high. And feel free to observe the images that keep coming on your screen. The plateau is made up of basalt and granite rock, having a region of highlands with typically vast stretches of flat areas on top, like a table known as a tabletop or a tableland. Most Deccan Plateau rivers flow from west to east, emptying their water into the Bay of Bengal. Please correct the spelling, Bengal, indicating the slope of the region. Godavari and its tributaries, forming the northernmost part of India, are tributaries coming in the Deccan Plateau, especially in the central portion of the Deccan Plateau. Please don't mind the formatting, it's gone a bit haywire somewhere here and there, but we know our content. The Deccan Plateau is rich in minerals. Primary mineral ores found in this region are mica, iron ore, gold and other metals. Correct the spelling please, metals. All river basins are good for agriculture. The chief crop is cotton, however sugarcane, rice and other crops are also common. Important cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, Nagpur, Aurangabad, Mysore, Kolhapur, Satara, Hampi and Bijapur lie within this plateau. The Deccan Trap, the northwestern part of the Deccan Plateau, is made up of lava flow. You can see the northwestern part there. The Deccan Trap is a large igneous province located on the Deccan Plateau of western central India. It is one of the largest volcanic features of the earth. It consists of multiple layers of solidified basalt, which is together more than 2000 meters. The term trap is used in geology for such rock formations as is derived from the Dutch word for stairs, referring to step-like hills forming the landscape of the region. So, obviously, it comes from the Dutch word referring to stairs. Now, Maharashtra, parts of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh lie within the Deccan Trap, and the soil found there being igneous is the black soil, the black Regur cotton soil. The northeast and eastern extension of the plateau, the Karbi Meghalaya Plateau, is an extension of the main Indian Peninsular Plateau and originally two different plateaus, the Karbi Anglong Plateau and the Meghalaya Plateau. You can see it there right in front of you on the map. The northeastern extension of the plateau is believed to be due to the force exerted by the northeastwardly movement of the Indian plate at a time of the Himalayan origin. A fault was created between the Rajmahal Hills and the Karbi Hills or the Karbi Meghalaya Plateau. Later, this depression was filled up by the depositional activity of numerous rivers. Now, what is a fault then? It's a breakup of the rocks that make the Earth's crust, along which rocks on either side have moved past each other. And the direction of movement along the fault plane determines the fault type. So why did I give you the meaning in the previous slide? Because I want you to remember it lifelong. So this map once again categorically labels each specific geographical region and physical feature of India on a blank outline map or in one of the maps of India in your atlas. Feel free to jot this down. Until we meet again, thank you, have a nice day, and the only homework I wish to give you is read this part of the Peninsular Plateau, which are the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau, in your textbook. You will only read about it. There are only 2 things I have asked you to copy, which you will copy. So goodbye and see you in my next class. Thank you.